I'm Margaret in Windsor, and I was kidnapped in 41 from Buckingham Palace, and I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, Lawrence County, near what became NASA headquarters in Huntsville, Alabama. That's where Redstone Command Center is. And part of the proceeds from my kidnapping came in to finance all of that. And then they named, let me say this real quick, and I'm just going to go into the other. I've put videos over and over and over. I think I've got 400 and something on YouTube. Facebook I've been on for a long time. I've given all this information to the media, which is controlled by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedys, the people that kidnapped me. I was given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married a Childers. Both twins, Peggy and Carl, were killed by their mother. They were born out of wedlock. So I was put in a pigsty to grow up. In '83, I found out about being kidnapped and who my real name is. My father's King Edward VIII, and I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, heir to the British Crown. Now then, my father never married Wallace Simpson. This whole thing has been a lie. You talk about history being a lie. This is my father, the real King Edward VIII. And this is, my father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. Georgia O'Keefe, the artist's sister. She's my aunt. My mom was American Irish, Catholic. And my mother and father were legally wed. My father never married Wallace Simpson. This whole thing was a takedown orchestrated by the New World Order. And 99-year seal put on it. Now, when I was born in 39, my Uncle George, there was an interim government because part of the family the Windsors didn't like my mother. And I understand now, my father couldn't be bought, was it. Everything's been a lie that they told about him. Even to him marrying this American spy, an imposter did. My own Uncle George, his brother, was head of the interim government back in 36. And then my kidnapping, this is planning my kidnapping. My Uncle George is with Roosevelt in 39. It's U.S. News and World Report, April the 28th of 97. One of the mind control murders happened, and I don't know which one it was. The attorney I had that was gotten for me, I'm not sure who she worked for. She worked for me, but that was deliberately left by me so that I'd have to see it, and of course I got the copy. Now then, they signed illegal treaties which allowed the United States to put military bases all over everything British soil. If anybody cares to look to see what's left of Great Britain. So it's quite unbelievable. They used the United Kingdom, everything British. My kidnapping helped it. Taking down my father really was it. And replacing it with my uncle who worked for the American government. And of course Elizabeth continued it. She's spending my money. She's illegal. It was an interim government. It was supposed to go back to my father. And then there was an addendum attached to it all that was quite legal. And they had the 99-year seal on all of it. But the attachment said that should an heir be born, that none of this would affect my inheriting. And I did. I was born. And I'm the legal heir. brought to this country and the crimes on a daily basis that have been done against me and my sons, Mark and Scott. They're the legal heirs after me, and I have no idea where they are. I haven't since 83, and I really didn't see them that much for the years before then because I was filled full of antifreeze April the 1st of 80 and should have died. Can anyone imagine what is done to the brain? And you can't imagine the fiasco that was done to me. I'd written a book called MD, A License to Kill, which was about Larry McDonald, congressman, doctor from Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta, U.S. congressman. I wrote about mind control, which is programming people way back then to kill, modify their behavior, children's behavior, person's behavior. How do you prove it? It's a weapon that's invisible. The murders that I wrote about in the book have continued over the years, done by the same agency. The FBI sent me a letter June the 23rd, which, by the way, is the day my father was born. Obviously back a long time ago, but this was in 79 they sent me the letter, and I thought it was because of the book. I didn't know about my kidnapping at the time. So I'm going to go from there to, this was one of the murders, mind control murders, a list of them done in patterns. I came up to Roanoke after all my jobs were shut down, and I was literally put on the side of the road. And the antifreeze caused damage, and that's not the first thing that was done to me. I mean, it's been things done to me like Henry Kissinger in the Nixon administration. I was taken, drugged, and taken across to College Park, Georgia, and I can still go back and show you where the trolley tracks were and everything. I was drugged, and they were dragging me in. Of course, a doctor named Victor Gonzalez drugged me through the waiting room, and he helped drug me. I mean, you have no idea. And obviously, I don't know anybody but the Brits and Germans and a few people that care. I've certainly done everything, telling not just what happened to me, but what happened to Great Britain and what happened to some Americans and a lot of other people because of the mind control murders. When they drugged me there across, this was in about whenever the Kissinger, the tapes were made, the Watergate tapes. I was placed in the back of that clinic there. If I was trying to beg because they were dragging me, I couldn't talk. I thought if I did talk, there's a few people in the waiting room, they wouldn't believe me. This was the doctor that was dragging me. And then the doctors, orderlies, whoever they were, from the back came and helped me. They put me on a table, and they were threatening to lobotomize me. And I heard everything going on, and this hideous man, Victor Gonzalez, was standing over me. And behind me was another doctor, and I can show you how I was placed and everything. And Victor Gonzalez was standing over me, smiling down in my face. And I'm listening to them on the phone, and they're going to lobotomize me if the British don't come through. Now then, later, after I'd had the antifreeze put in me, and this is going to go out, and I'm going to have to do another tape. After the antifreeze was put in me, I was even carried illegally in the condition I was in across the state line, passed a background check by Sheriff Patterson so I could go work for Fred Simpson, the Madison County District Attorney, Huntsville, Alabama. And Simpson, of course, as you get into the patterns, as in Wallace, who married an imposter, not my father. This is my father, King Edward VIII. And they were supposed to have become the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. If you're wondering why I'm having trouble talking, I bit my tongue. I passed out. I've been passed out for 2 hours on the bed because, again, they come in and cleaned, and they very well know, they could not know that I'm allergic to chemicals.